Hey there! Welcome back to another episode of Boundless Expanse. How are you guys doing today? Today's goal for Boundless Expanse is to do something big. More specifically, big reactors. But this makes us have to go through a couple hoops. First of all, we need to go straight into the Plastic Age and then through the Plastic Age in one episode to the Silicon Age to be able to do some big reactor stuff. Now, fair warning, I thought I pressed my record button. I pressed the button next to my record button and started going because I am silly and didn't see that the number in my corner of the screen didn't actually change colors. So I crafted a little bit of things. First of all, I crafted the crusher. The crusher is really simple. You throw in some saplings and it'll crush it up and you'll get yourself some biofuel. I also crafted some Enderium stuff. I crafted 2 resonant portable tanks and then the resonant ender stuff, which it wouldn't hurt if we grab another bucket anyway because we need it. So we have a bunch of resonant ender stuff, and right now we are trying to make the refinery, which is an Enderium gear, 3 resonant tanks, and then 2 redstone torches. And we need another tank, which should be sort of simple. We just need a little bit more invar and copper. So maybe we can do this on camera, but I need to go mining for a little bit more shiny ore from thermal expansion, because we need a little bit more shiny ore. We are a little bit short to make more Enderium, so that'll take us a good second or two, and we need some invar, and we don't have any invar. Well, we have 2 invar, and we don't have any more invar, so we need to make 2 more invar. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit more crafting off camera. I'm going to get some more invar, and I'm going to have to go into the mines and find us some shiny ore. So I will be back in just 1 second. Alright, so everything is good for the refinery. We should be able to craft it, and there we go. Well, welcome to the next stage of technology. Let's run out back here real quick. I'll plop it down here just because I don't know how big it is. Oh. Well, the picture makes it look a lot bigger. Not going to lie, makes it look a lot bigger. This is obviously not the case. Alright, so we need some RF into this, and we can run back inside and grab ourselves our cables. Let's see, we have one? No, apparently none of them. One of them. Okay. One of them and 3 rednet energy cables. We'll just use some rednet energy cables. We have them anyway, so why not? And then, if we come here, get down here, we can wire you up to the system, hopefully. Boom, and you are getting power. Fantastic. That's all I needed to know. Place those back, and we have our oil, which we can hopefully place in there. Alright, alright, let's check the very first step of it, which is big reactors, which is the steel casing, which requires the graphite, which I think that is what I was going for, which requires the HDP sheets, which is an induction smelter of plastic sheets, and a rod, which is the pellets, which is a PRC. Okay. This is getting this is getting a little bit more complicated than I remembered. Okay, plastic sheets, which is osmium, which is raw plastic, which is plastic, and the fluid transposer, which is a fuel in a rubber bar, and it was fuel, and then the oil goes into fuel. Correct? Alright, so yeah. So how do I get you to do the thing? Yeah, how do I get you to do the thing? Okay, 1 second. Refinery research time. Alright, so I actually figured it out pretty easily. I accidentally misclicked it with a... Yeah, let's grab that. A bucket of the oil, and it turned it into fuel, and that's all we really needed. So if we just come over here and attach you, and then a little bit of you, and then power you. I keep forgetting that we always need to power you, you greedy thing. Power. And then we should be able to get fuel, and then we can grab the fuel once that is done. I think 1 bucket is a 1-to-1 ratio, so once that spits it all out, we should be good to grab a bucket. of fuel. All right, so then we need to consider the plastic sheets, which is osmium compressor, which is raw plastic, and that is a fluid transposer with a rubber bar into raw plastic. So the raw, okay, so we have a fluid transposer. That's the start of it. That's pretty good. I'm lagging. Oh, geez, because my render distance is so high. Usually not that high for modded stuff. I continuously work on new. I'm trying to get a new computer. I promise. I promise. All right, so fluid transposer. Fluid transposer. This fluid transposer. Let's grab out the buckets of Enderium so we're not wasting. There we go. Put the fuel in, fill it up. There we go. And then we have some raw plastic somewhere. Raw plastic, rubber bar, which goes into here, which gets turned into the raw plastic. The raw plastic can get smelted? Is it smelted or is it not smelted? Let's check. Osmium compressor. Okay, that's simple enough. We have some osmium on us. This one is osmium compressor. So how much does it need? Okay, well, it took one and turned it into some osmium, so that's okay. And then we throw in the raw plastic, which I almost misplaced, which gets us set on plastic sheets, which apparently is very finicky. Very finicky. Okay, so okay, let's search up the recipe for plastic sheets, because obviously we're going to have to make a lot of them. So plastic sheets, fluid transposer, so rubber bar into smelting. Okay, so we just need to smelt all of this up into rubber bars, put them into the fluid transposer with the actual fuel, which I will continuously go out and grab. If you're wondering where I grab the fuel, just over there. Maybe we can look at it on the mini-map if we just drag ourselves over. Hold on. Right here, this big black blotch is all oil, and that's where I've been grabbing my oil from currently. So let's just, since we're just using this, let's just keep it sort of filled up. We'll just put all of our oil into there, let it siphon itself out, and then we'll come grab that in a second. And I'm going to craft up a whole bunch of these plastic sheets, and then I will be back with you. So off camera, I just quickly made the PC or PRC, which is a pressurized reaction chamber, and then spent a good 15 minutes trying to figure out how to actually put stuff into it, and then I just gave up and used the tank with the thing, which is probably the right way to put water in, but to put gas in, all I did was grab a tank, put it in the electric light separator to get a basic gas tank, and then put it down with a gauge dropper, which if you put it in here, it'll fill up with the stored hydrogen or whatever you want to put into it, and then you just click it into the machine. Then we can throw in our biofuel. The PCR will... That's a really actually nice sound for a machine. I didn't actually think I'd be saying that for one of the mechanism machines, since most of their sounds are quite harsh. But the PCR goes through all of the biofuel, and then I believe with the substratum, let's go back to big reactors once again. Big reactor, graphite bar, HDDP sheet, plastic sheets. Oh wait, no, we already have plastic sheets. We're working on the plastic sheets. We need to work on the HDDP. Yeah, those sheets. Boop. And then the HDD pellet, which is a substrat in a HDD. Okay, so just back again in the pellet. And yes. And that makes ethanol also. But we need a way to get the water out as well, which is easy. Easy peasy, hopefully. Hopefully easy peasy. Boom. Water goes... energy, fluids, can't eject, auto eject. All of the water go. Maybe we just use all of the water up. Maybe that's what we do. Put back down the crusher. Maybe we would just use up all of the water. I know for this machine, since it was apparently a new machine when it started out in 1.7.10, and it doesn't have a dump button like the rest of the machines do. Dump button. Not a dump button, but it's understandable because it's just a normal thing. Dump button, those are completely different mods, but you see what I mean. It doesn't have a dump button that we can use, so we're just going to have to burn through all the water, then re-put in the substratum, which I hope maybe we can Okay, yeah, we can just click on that with the gauge dropper, and then we can use that instead of the water to start making the HDPE sheets or rods, which, yeah, oxygen, ethanol, got oxygen in here. Alright, sweet. Alright, this is going to work. I believe in this. So, back to crafting. Gotta wait a long time for all of these to process through, and then I will be back with you. I will keep also manufacturing the plastic sheets. If you're wondering, for a small update on that, I made a hardened portable tank, filled it with the oil, and I've just been sitting here every once in a while and throwing that in there so it is all filled up and will go through, and then I'll grab my buckets, however many I have on me since I keep putting them away. I will bring them back into the fluid transposer over here. Well, this doesn't need to be there, that could go over there. The fluid transposer, throw them in there, they get put in, and then I put in the rubber bars, which I also just ran out of, so, well, this is doing its own thing. I'm gonna have to run out and grab some more rubber. Alright, so, continuing to do this, see you in a second. Alright, so now we need a rotary condenser, which we should have everything except the tablet, correct? And some gold. We're not short on gold by any means of the imagination. Redstone. It was redstone, 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 and then 2 enriched alloy gets us our tablet. And then we can take a look at the crafting recipe and boop, boop. The tank, the gas tank, then 4 pieces of glass, boop, 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 and that in the middle gets us our rotary condenser, and we need even more power going to this, so you're gonna have to move aside real quick. And what sort of energy transferring items do we have today that I can steal? Hardened fluid duct, temperature fluid duct. Okay, none of these are power. That's a redneck cable, but we don't have a redneck cable, so let's figure out right there. And you'll still get power. Okay, so then we need to take the ethanol from the machine and put it into there. It will then condense and turn into liquid ethanol. Ethylene? Yeah, liquid ethylene. And so if we just keep doing that, we can then put it back into the machine with oxygen and start getting the HDPEs. So once again, I'm going to be a minute. See you in a second. Alright, so this is one of the last things we need to craft before we can get into the big reactors, which is an infused silicone, which is a silicone compound smelted, which is a silicone compound is silicone surrounded by redstone, and silicone is from an osmium compressor with a silicon boule. And how do we get a silicon boule? A sandy coal compound. How do we get a sandy coal compound, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. A sludge boiler. Sludge boiler, and I don't know where to get sludge, and I believe you can find it out in the world. So let's look up sludge boiler. We need 4 plastic sheets, 2 more resonant ender planks. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with another enrichment chamber and an energized smelter. Okay, tell you what, I'm not going to show me crafting this on camera. That's a long and arduous process because it's 2 machines along with more resonant things with the Mind Factory reloaded factory block. I will just see you back in 1.2 seconds with a sludge boiler. Alright, made the sludge boiler. Everything is good. I'm just making some more redstone flux ducts so we can come over here and sort of move everything and get everything back and settled up. Boom and boom. Then we can place the rotary condenser there properly and the sludge boiler there. You will get things. Sludge boiler. Do I have to put sludge in you, or do you somehow just automatically make some sludge? I feel like because there is sewage outside of the house, I will have to take myself a moment, find wherever my buckets went, and take a small venture over to the puddle of sludge, and maybe it has to be put into it or pumped into it. Let's see if we can pump ourselves in some sludge and see if that works. Alright, sludge, going in, Sewage is not going in. You are going into there, but you are not going into the sludge boiler. Okay, time to figure out how the sludge boiler works. Okay, a little bit more plastic sheets. We need to make a harvester, which is really simple actually. Let's grab 2 iron ingots and throw those together for some shears. And I think I made another block. Where is it? I know I put it somewhere. I accidentally made a second one. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so we just need to make a harvester, which I believe was pretty simple. It was that, and that, which gets us a harvester, and we can use this possibly out here. We have our redstone flux ducts, that's fine. Right around somewhere where we can easily pump energy to it. 1, 2, 3, and we can put it maybe here. Wrong way. Right here. And that'll work. Then we just need to plant some trees, I believe. So let's come in here and grab ourselves like a rubber tree. And do we have any bones to bone meal it? We do. And then if I just sit out here and bone meal for a little bit, hopefully we can generate some sludge. And I can figure out how this works. Alright, so are you going to do some work? You are. You are also generating a lot of sludge. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's a good way to get rubber saplings. And the tank makes sludge, then, well, I don't want it going in the tank per se. I am standing on the ender lily. That's why I'm getting damaged. I'm like, why am I getting damaged? Alright, so, yeah, that's going into there. I don't want you going into there. Do not want you going into there. Just lost some sludge, but that's okay. We're going to have to deal with this together. Alright. So I'm going to have to plant a whole bunch of trees, wait for those trees to grow, either that or find some bone meal. We have a little bit more bones. How many more bones we got? None at all, pretty much. Alright, so just going to have to grow some trees, let it make its own sludge, and then hope, and then, oh yes, right. Hold on. Do the same thing here, and hopefully it will generate us some sandy things, the sand boiler stuff. So there, tree, come here, grab a sapling, or no, sapling there, let that grow. That will go into here for the sludge boiler. And I think we just got ourselves a piece of clay. That's not what we wanted, but I will accept that for now. I am really hoping that this is actually working. Alright, so I'm gonna just fiddle around with this for a little bit, play around with it, and then I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, so we can get our first pieces of the big reactors. We got some sandy coal compound. We just need to smelt that up and let it go into the silicon boles, and then throw that in a osmium compressor. The osmium compressor will compress the silicon bole. And while making them, I actually noticed, and it gives us 2, that is fantastic, I actually noticed that there are different varieties of them, and you can make a glowstone variant, a glowing silicon compound, that will give you a lot more. It will give you a few graphite bars, instead of just like 1 or 2, it'll give you 3. So we just need to come over to the induction smelter, throw in our sheets with the glowing silicon compound. It's not letting me. Why isn't it letting me? Hold on here. Am I doing something wrong? Energized silicon is, oh, wait, then we have to smelt it again. Okay, that makes sense, No need to panic. We just need to resmelt them, so they go into the energized silicon, then the energized silicon can get brought into the induction smelter with the sheets, and that'll go through, and we get ourselves a whole bunch of lovely graphite bars. Then we can come over here and use the graphite bars and the mysterious pieces of steel dust I didn't smelt up. That's where they went. Alright, so there. We also need a little bit more osmium. Are we running low on osmium, really? Am I gonna have to make another trip to go get some osmium? Yeah, okay, fine. Let me just throw that in, and I might have to switch out the power cell soon as well. I'll just wait till that actually runs out. Alright, so there we go, and then we can start with the steel casing, and there are our first steel casings, the reactor casings, and we need a whole lot of these. So it's just a bunch of crafting. Here are the crafting recipes for everything that we're actually going to grab. The yellorium fuel rods, steel, graphite bar, yellorium, the reactor casing, the reactor controller is yellorium, diamond, redstone, and a reactor casing. The reactor control rods are these, obviously. Power tap, let's see, red net port, not computer port, reactor glass, might make some reactor glass so we can look in, probably going to make some reactor glass, and then, oh wait, no, access port, yeah, access port, and we need an access port, so it's just a whole bunch of crafting, I mean a lot of crafting, so I'm gonna do a bit of crafting, as always, a little bit off camera, might show a little bit on camera if I think it deserves to be shown or something, and then I will be back with you in just another second to actually make the entire point of this episode, which was, let's grab some redstone actually and make some red ones. We'll just make whatever we can pretty much. And we will actually do the point of this episode, which started as big reactors and turned into skipping through 2 entire ages, 3 new machines, or 4 new machines, an automated setup just to get some things, and this episode was a big pain, but I know it's going to be worth it, since I can ditch the lava setup down there, and we can just focus and worry on some big reactors things, which big reactors apparently does not blow up. I thought it blew up, but I did some searching around, and apparently the mod creator made it so they don't blow up. If it gets too hot, you'll just lose some RF that's possible in the thing. But don't worry about that, we'll actually get some coolant in it, using some energized redstone. So that's the entire plan right now, to go through and do whatever we can, get whatever we can, and just big reactors. Alright, see you in a second. Alright, in this inventory is pretty much everything we need. We don't need the gauge dropper, I just forgot to drop that off, the hardened fluid ducts, the chest, but we need everything else. So, the design I sort of used in my creative test world was just one I was messing around with. It seemed good enough, and we have some redstone, a destabilized redstone for the current. So, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we just make that, fill this in all the good ways. It was 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of these goes up 5. So 1, 2, 3. No, wait. No. Not a 6 by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Not a 6 by 6. 6 by 5. There we go. Somehow accidentally hit my record button. That should be okay. Somehow accidentally hit my record button and stopped recording, but that's okay. We needed to craft a little bit more yellorium fuel rods. All I did was move this side back, so now it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so I had it wrong anyway. That's real good to know. Also, still missing 2. How did I even mess that up? I counted that and then went inside to... Grrr. There we go. 2 more fuel rods. Place those in there. Then we can come over here, do the reactor access port, the reactor controller, and we'll put the power tap on the side closest to the house. And we have some leftover casings. Now we just fill in the reactor with the glass, and we will know when it is done because the reactor will actually take a different sort of form. It will sort of combine textures and show us completely that we're done. So let's hope that we did this right. Did not do it right. Uh-oh. What did we do wrong? Don't yell at me. I know what I did wrong. I didn't place the glass in the front. I was literally looking into it and I didn't realize that the reactor glass wasn't actually there. Alright, so now, next up, what I want to do is I need to come actually inside the machine, take our destabilized redstone and plop it in each corner. So then it will be a coolant, and I think it is a coolant. I read a little bit of a spreadsheet on big reactors and it said it was a coolant, so hopefully that spreadsheet isn't lying to me. Alright, so just place that back. Boof, you can see it turn into a big actual thing. That is going, and now we throw in the yellorium. Let's throw in some more yellorium. And then come over here to the power tap. We will place down our energy cube with the redstone flux duct so we can get some power. And also we can just sort of hook up the entire base if we just move this a little bit. Yeah, we could just sort of hook up the entire base if we just attach it to this one cable right there. And then we activate the reactor. It is going up. The core should not go past 1,000. Okay, it is going past 1,000. Don't go past 1,100. You're going past 1,100. Don't go past 200. And it is making power at 4,970 flux per tick. That is all going into here at breakneck speeds. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look how fast that's traveling into the cube. Oh my god, it feels so nice. Now hopefully this does not overreact. It does not blow up. And we can go back down to the ravine, take that away, and maybe even power the reactor with this entire thing until we need a bigger reactor, and then we'll do a bigger reactor, and oh boy. But we have the reactor. It is working. It is going into the energy cubes, and we'll also sort of, as a little bit of a thing, go like that. Boom. Okay, maybe not like that. More like this. And the ween, then we will power the entire base. Heck, even the power cube in here should be getting power. Are you getting power? Are you not accepting? Output. Let's input from the bottom. Then you, wait, I don't think that was the bottom one. Hold on. That should be the bottom one. And then we'll output on that side. Now you should be getting it. I don't know why you're getting energy. But we have the big reactor. We went through 2 alloy ages. We did a whole bunch of machines. We did a little bit of an automatic setup here, except it doesn't automatically grow it. But for the most part, we did what we did, and now we have a big reactor, and that will power our base. Like, look at that energy cube. It's already full. That would have taken like a good half an hour over at the lava generators. So I'm happy. We are now set for the future. We are 2 ages into the mod pack, and sooner or later, maybe next episode, I can't promise, we will start with a little bit of the other mods. We will start maybe with Botania or Cascade or something like that. But for right now, we have the big reactor. I'm happy. Okay, I just failed my outro 3 times. Apparently I'm not supposed to do my outro today. So, I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Remember, stay fancy, and peace out. Bye-bye.